Hello? I'm an information doctor who always wants to give you good information. You can become an inspiration and compass in your life. I'll give you some great advice. If you watched it until the end and found it beneficial, please subscribe and like it. 10 habits you should do if you want to be successful. How did a great man achieve his dream? The secret. Set a clear goal. It makes you go out in a straight line. Keep in mind that you don't have as much time as you think. It seems like you just have to take care of what's coming, but it's not the case. The problem is that over time, we will face more problems. Pygmalion effect is the effect that what you desperately want must be done. A clear goal has the effect of achieving and further shortening the goal. A clear goal is only possible if there are things you desperately want. Set and achieve at least a dozen goals. Goals. Set goals on 3 big criteria. 1. Be mindful of community service. 2. Set your family goals clearly. 3. Decide your self-improvement. Have a strategy of achieving your goals at least once a month. Make your home successful. All power comes from the home. No one has ever succeeded by neglecting their absolute family. Life is not a short-term race, but a long-term race like a marathon. Keep in mind that the source of power comes from the home. No matter how much money you make, it's useless if you ruin your child's farming. Money can be made later, but children's education should not be missed. Don't forget that family comes first. Those who fail to do business are likely to recover. Those who fail at home will never recover. Make thrift a living. True rich people come from saving 1,001 rather than earning 10,001. Don't think about getting rich without saving. They say it's okay to play golf, but 10 years later. If you are confident of playing golf, do it. If not, have a low-cost hobby. Build your skills by investing time and money in self-development. It takes about 2 years for an office worker to become a self-employed businessman. It takes 5 years of preparation at the most. If you think you're going to change after having a hard time, it is right to say that the game is already over. Make your R&D ratio 10% for yourself. If it's 20 million won, invest 2 million won for yourself. It is possible to reduce the cost of entertainment by drinking alcohol. Apartment maintenance costs and auto insurance premiums also exceed 1 million won per year. Apartment maintenance costs. Don't forget that you are thousands of times more valuable than car insurance. Don't spend money in the wrong place, but invest for yourself. Invest boldly in participating in success-related workshops, buying books, exercising, etc. Keep in mind that education is an investment, not an expense. There is no gain without investment. Keep in mind that investment in education has a cost recovery rate of approximately 480%. Make your lifestyle premature. You can never live a successful life without waking up early. Our country tends to sleep too much. The average sleep time of a CEO is about 4 hours recently. Dawn brings you gold, health, and success. If there's only one person in the house doing the early morning pattern, the whole house often becomes healthy. If you're a little older now, quickly change to a dawn life. If you can't live early in the morning even after you're in your 30s, keep in mind that you will fight poverty for the rest of your life. To make a dawn pattern, the most important thing is to go to bed early. I go to bed before 10 o'clock. I don't watch the 9 o'clock news. But I don't feel any discomfort in my life at all. Newspapers are enough to deal with. Dawn patterns must bring wealth. I don't drink alcohol before 10 o'clock, and entertainment. It creates a life that you can never do. Now that I think about it, early morning life provides an opportunity to save a lot of money. Furthermore, because life becomes regular, it has become much healthier than in the past. Furthermore, I don't even think about adult diseases. Dawn brings a lot of time, too. An hour at dawn is comparable to the usual 3 hours. As such, the concentration is excellent at dawn. At what age do you experience the greatness of dawn? It is no exaggeration to say that successful life is determined by whether or not it is. Be successful in time management. Time management is managed by goals and plans. You have to organize it well on paper and check it every day. That is the goal and the plan. No matter how well made goals and plans are, if you don't check them often, it's no use. The goal is to set a lifetime goal first. At least 100 things should be set as goals until death. To achieve that, 10-year goal, 1-year goal, 6-month goal, 1-month goal, daily plans, and lifetime goals consistently in the order of weekly plans and daily plans. It has to be related, and so it's possible to do it over and over and over and over again. It is the core of time management. Time management is to act on goals and plans. Take a week to plan. Then, as time goes by, you've achieved so many things that you don't even know. You'll find out. Keep an eye on the rapidly changing economic trends. Now, economic knowledge brings you great benefits. If you want to make money, keep an eye on the economy. If you're interested in politics, sports, entertainment, you're going to get rich. I didn't meet him. The days of making money just by doing securities ignorant have passed. The overall economic flow must be well understood. To do so, you must know basic economic common sense. If you don't know it, you will live in anxiety until you die. Article 1 of Financial Technology says, if you don't know, stay put. There are cases where you lose all your money by investing in something you don't know for no reason. There are too many around us. The person who watched the 9 o'clock news for more than 20 years still lives in the rental house. Be living. On the other hand, people who are interested in the economy have seen cases in which they have become very rich within 10 years. Learn the economic fundamentals with money. And analyze and grasp economic trends well. Then you'll get a huge opportunity. Do a successful training. Success lies not in knowledge, but in experience through knowledge. People who know a lot don't succeed. Those who have experience succeed by practicing what they know. It's not that the doctor succeeds. He who acts with new knowledge succeeds. It's not important to know a lot. I practiced what I knew and gained a lot of valuable experience through that practice. A man succeeds. If you want a successful life, do success training. Do more than an hour of success training a day. 7 successful training checklists. Condition training. Stop drinking and smoking. The 30-second rule. Build a healthy, balanced body. Don't put it off. Exercise regularly. Lifetime exercise. Clean clothes, make early poaching a part of your life. Diligence. Always keep the surroundings clean. Practice training. Action-oriented life, it should be stronger in practice than in theory. Experience is real. Get on the ground, get on with it, take risks, learn from them. Human training. Good encounters determine good destiny. Training to see good people, training to clean up the people around you, training for continuing good relationships. If you want, give it to me first. Meet a successful man. Talking training. Say only good things if you can. Thank you, I'm sorry, I understand. Don't say anything negative at all. And be as silent as possible. Silence brings tranquility. Thinking training. Take everything that happens to you positively. Recognize that human power is infinite. There must be a way in everything. Never give up on anything. Seeing training. The eye is the window of the mind, and everything comes in through the eye. Good sight, 72-hour after-image effect. Bad sight, 72-hour after-image effect. Your head should always be clear. Your head should always be clean. A view of the sun rising, a positive scene. Avoid television as much as possible. Watch television at a fixed time. Don't let adults get away with it. Hearing training. Listen to good classical music, Mozart, Bach, Handel, music, positive stories, encouraging stories, good stories. Stay away from emotional pop and melancholy music as much as possible. Do not deliberately listen to gossip, jealousy, or resentment. Do something that makes your heart race. That's why and what you came to this world, and to live that kind of life. You need to realize that it's actually possible. Everyone has the power to lead their lives in the direction they want. People who believe in fear make their lives full of fear. Those who believe in love and light experience only love and light. What you experience. Physical phenomena are determined by what you believe in. Living your own life, living every part of yourself enough, and self. To realize that existence is already complete, that's all you need now. Life is much simpler than you think. If you're truly doing a heart-throbbing job, everything will be given to you. To everyone who wants to succeed. Success is a gift to those who struggle to have it. Success is a gift to the dreamer. Success is a gift to a passionate worker. Success is a gift to someone who works with a goal. Success is a gift to someone who works with a vision. Success is a gift to someone who works positively. Success is a gift to those who make good use of their time. Success is a gift to someone who works by design. Success is a gift to a person who does what he or she wants to do. Wouldn't it be a gift of God to someone who is trying to put it all into practice? I choose positivity. The reason why I was so motivated even though I lived like a beggar was because my heart was environmentally friendly. He dominated. Success or failure of life depends on his or her mind. The mind is like a nucleus. Nucleus is nothing when it is still. But by putting neutrons into an invisible, tiny atomic nucleus, it's fission. When the temperature rises to 100 million degrees Celsius, it emits a lot of energy. The same goes for the human mind. The mind itself has no power, but hope, and when dreams are combined with neutrons called belief, infinite energy is created like nuclear fission. Revolutionize our lives. Depending on the direction of our mind's core. Life is both successful and unsuccessful. Life is mysterious because there are infinite possibilities hidden in it. Senior scholar Yu Tae-young, who was facing 80, said, "I choose affirmation." I'm sending you a wonderful article from this book. A kind person with a broken heart. A person whose heart is crooked will chew the bitterness again through his actions, and he will be kind and kind. Man revels in the delicacies of his actions. When a man deals with a man, he looks at him. If you put it on your face, it looks arrogant, and if you put it on your waistband, it looks like you're worried. If you see it and tilt it too much, it will look dull. Man should be gentle, polite, solemn, dignified, and not fierce. It should be polite and natural. If it's too gentle, it's easy to lose your solemnity. If it's too dignified, it's less friendly. Too polite makes it unnatural. Therefore, he said that people should walk the path of moderation without knowing. Daesun, Jong Yak-yong usually teaches heavy feet and hands. Be polite, keep your mouth shut, keep your hair straight, keep your eyes neat. He told me to keep my impression calm. The basis of every action is the attitude. Don't stand with your knees open, don't stand with your hands behind your back, and keep your fingers while you're standing. Don't open up, don't take a position where your body is not centered. Such a posture is a posture that negatively affects one's personality, so you should refrain from doing so. I will do it. Every action must be revered, and if your appearance is solemn, you will think deeply. Stabilizing the horse makes one's mind comfortable. You shouldn't chase personal greed, you shouldn't overflow your will, you shouldn't overdo it, you should enjoy it. It should not be too extreme. Close to the dark and wise, but be respectful. You'll be afraid, you'll build up wealth, you'll know how to spend it, you'll be comfortable. You have to know how to move it here as well. Deal with wealth, but don't try to get it, but avoid difficult things. Don't try to do it, fight each other, but don't try to win, and share things. Don't try to have a lot of things, even if you have doubts, don't try to pick at them. Sincere actions are more beneficial to others than to themselves, and humans can make themselves better by actions. It's about making and moving forward. Make sure to distinguish between public and personal matters. There is a tendency to denigrate the distinction between public and private affairs as being the first. It's a misconception. Self-interest is the root of all organizations' malice. Humans are poetic animals, so they are always influenced, but especially their own interests. I often run in with the lights on in relation to it. Confucius had rarely talked about profit early on. Confucius said, when you act in accordance with your interests, you often end up with resentment. Here, profits mean self-interest. If you follow your own interests and leave the public interest behind, from the leader to the bottom, the future of the organization is as clear as fire. People who have been considered weak since ancient times. People who always lose their inner wars. Inner wars are about protecting yourself and your surroundings. That's why it's hard to use someone who's too determined and cold when it comes to public affairs. It's the way to win. If there is no such person, I would rather be a stubborn person who doesn't listen to others at all. It's a good way to use it. The most problematic person is the man of the world. He is an attractive person who is good at everything and is good at everything. Rather, they cannot distinguish between history and damage the well-being of the organization. If you're having a hard time now, that means you're close to your destination. If it's too painful now, it means a new life of maturity is beginning. If the tears that flow now are hot, it is a sign that sadness is healing now. If you can't see anything because you're dark right now, it's news that the light has come close. If you don't want someone to hate you now, it's gonna be in love with him. It's a whisper. If life is boring right now, you can live a life without being shaken. It's the peace of mind that there is. Order for me. Let's not worry. Fear obscures the lights that illuminate the way, and can escape from the ditch of mistakes and despair. Let's not have it. Now we have to get out of this frustration. Worrying doesn't change anything. Confident about all the challenges of life. We must overcome it with determination. I can be rich. Income comes from where I expected and where I didn't. There is more money coming in than going out. I am responsible for my life, I manage my money wisely. I work, save and invest, and I am different from myself. I make some donations for people, what I need economically is always filled. Love is coming to me. If you give love and forgiveness to others, they will give me too. It will give love and encouragement. Wherever I walk, I foretell love. The person I'm looking for also. Looking for me somewhere. I'm never alone. I'm doing something important. I can get a job and income that suits me with my skills and talents. I am doing something fun and rewarding right now. Through the work that is necessary for society. That's how much I'm paid. Many people appreciate my work. Those who work with me are also satisfied with everything. And they are such good people. I am in good condition. I am healthy, active and beautiful. My body is like the house where the soul of God lives, so I cherish my body and eat good food. Eat, drink enough water, exercise regularly, and think soundly. My body belongs to me, not to anyone, so I have to take good care of it. Let's think of only good things. You have to pay close attention to where your thoughts stay. I'm positive right now. It's changing. What I love, what I'm afraid of, what I'm looking forward to. I know that anything comes true in my life. So let's try to think of only good things. Let's appreciate the blessings I've received. My life is getting better day by day. Being able to control my life on my own is. It's a really happy thing. This is going to be an amazing day, because I'll make it so. I love them. I hope that the people I love will be happy and healthy. They're in my path. I won't resent them even if it's different. I won't criticize or curse. The law of happy life. Just as everything has a law, there cannot be a law on living. It is something to follow these laws for a happy life. The law of the mountain forest. A boy cried in his mother's arms and said, "Mom, sand keeps looking at me." "It's a fool," asked the mother, who heard the story. "What did you say?" The child replied, "Hey, you fool." And the mother smiled at him. "I said, tomorrow, go to the mountain and say, 'Hey, you genius.' Let's do that." He really shouted, "Hey, you genius," as he wanted to be treated. Serving is the golden rule of life. The laws of thread and needle. Life can be said to be the movement of the thread and the needle. If the needle goes too fast, the thread. If it breaks and the needle is too slow, it actually gets tangled. But instead of the needle, the thread. If you pull it, the thread and the needle play separately. Moreover, threads and needles cannot and should not change their roles. The harmony of the thread and the needle, here is the secret of harmony in life. The law of swimming. No one jumps into the water after learning how to swim. Everyone jumps into the water and swims. Learn it. Likewise, you learn all the principles of love and get married, but you learn the principles of love through marriage. Therefore, they can endure each other when they live on the premise of immaturity. The law of tires. The way cars get out of the desert sand is to deflate the tires. When the air is removed, the tire becomes flat and the surface of the wheel becomes wider, so sand. You can get out of the pit. When a couple falls into the sand desert of conflict, they immediately become proud and stubborn. It's deflating. Then you can buy both. The law of kimchi. Cabbage needs to be killed more than 5 times to become kimchi. When pulled from the ground, use a knife to cut the cabbage's belly. When you cut it, when you're salted, when you're mixing it with spicy peppers, salted fish, and garlic, and when it is chewed in the mouth, it is reborn as a new life called kimchi in the mouth. In order to taste happiness, couples must also die and die. Only then will happiness bloom. Customer's law. You can never be angry with customers. You should always greet them with a smile. You have to quickly figure out what you want, and you have to do your best. Life can only lead to a wonderful relationship if you consider each other as customers. Spouses. Consider yourself my last customer. There's the answer to continuing a happy relationship in life. The most beautiful map in the world. The most beautiful map in the world is the map of relationships. Along the lines drawn with trust and faith, I and others become one like a puzzle. It's a life map that shows my life intact. Rather than how wide my map is, how solid and true it was drawn. On the top, bottom, left, and right side of the map, which I support and push and draw me. I don't know if people are with me. On the other side of the map, I'm with someone right now. We're facing life. In 10 years, we're going to see how much happier this map is. The truth is more important than the size of the map, because it's the map of my life. Wisdom to live without losing one's original intentions. The heart we need to save is the beginning. In order to be a great person and achieve important tasks, 3 minds are needed. They say it's necessary. The first is the beginning, the second is hard work, and the third is the background. Among them, the most important heart is the beginning. The reason is that hard work and endurance are contained in the beginning. This is because hard work comes out from the beginning, and when you don't lose your initial mind, you also come out of the back. A first commitment is the first thing you have when you start something. The first commitment you have. This is the first love. The first love is the humble heart. The beginning is pure heart. Beginner is the heart of the learner. Beginner is the heart of the trainee. Beginner is the innocence. Picasso said it took him 40 years to develop his childhood innocence. So there's nothing as good as the beginning. The wisest life is to live as an eternal beginner. It's the most dangerous time when we think we've become something and what we've achieved. What we need to check is the beginning. The crisis in our lives is the beginning. It comes when you lose it. Losing your original intentions means that pride is beginning to sprout. It means that the passion of the mind has started to cool down. I'm losing my mind to learn humbly. In order not to lose our initial commitment, we should observe our minds regularly. Observe how far you're from your original intentions, and if you haven't lost your original intentions, you have to look at it. Beginnings are like love, so you have to take care of them every day. Love is like a candle, not a lamp. You don't have to take care of the light, but if you don't, it's easily turned off. Always be thankful. When a teenage child defies, it means that he's not wandering in the streets, and he's home well. And if you have taxes to pay, that means I have a job. If there's too much to clean up after a party, it's a good time with your friends. It means I sent it, and if the clothes get stuck in my body, it means I'm eating well and I'm doing well. If there's only one seat at the far end of the parking lot, that's where I can walk. It means I have a car, and if the heating cost is too high, it means I'm living a warm life. If the backseat lady's shameless chant in church is annoying, it means I can hear it. If you're feeling stiff and tired, it means I've worked hard. If you wake up early in the morning to the loud alarm, it means you're alive, and if there's too much email, it means there are as many people who think of me. You need to know the complaints, and, in other words, it's something I'm grateful for. A person with a big bowl. A person with a big plate does what he can and doesn't force him to do what he can't. To make that life easy and impossible to do, that life. It's not going to be hard. Big people do their jobs as much as they can. I can only wait for the orders of heaven, but the small man wishes for luck while doing difficult things. From Du Zhonghuan's The Mountain Room Diary. The treasure of hard work. It's so rare that I'm lucky to be able to get something without trying. Not only that, but no matter what good fortune makes you gain material or fame without effort, you have to be aware that it's just like sand in your hand. Wisdom turns crisis into an opportunity. 1. Don't be so greedy. When you start to resent, there is no end. It is nothing more than a waste of time without income. Resentment is heartbreaking, and it is in your heart, and it is in your health. In the end, there is only one's own damage left. It is essential to prepare the mind to humbly accept all the results. 2. Don't blame yourself. Regret and self-reflection are terrible, but one time is enough. The important fact is, as you can see, again. Because it happens. There is no time to be in pain right now. 3. Recognize the situation. One of the reasons that a person who has had a hard time can't measure up is that it's hard to realize reality. I don't want to admit it. If I had done this, if I had done that, etc. It is of no use if you line it up. The past has gone by silently. It is important to know how to admit reality in a cold manner. 4. Don't be embarrassed. This is my situation. I'm sure everyone will look at me until I wake up. Don't even think about comforting me. I'm not sure that any comfort you can bring back. It's because you can't do it. It's hard to find someone you know. It's not activism. Don't say you're going to die when you still have faith. Anyone wants to apply. 5. Don't be in a hurry. All you can gain from impatience is a mistake. Rather, I took a breather and walked on the path. Check and look for a way forward. Take this opportunity to concentrate on your studies. It would be one way to watch it. When you play Go or Jengi, you can take a step away from it. You can see steps in the eyes of sewage. Rather than rushing into something. He broadens his horizons, takes a step back, takes a relaxed look, and makes plans leisurely. I need something. 6. Know yourself right away. I need to think about how I came all the way here. It's not self-blame, it's self-reflection. How good are you now? What is your health status for planning work? What is my ransoms actually? What do you think you're doing? Your coordinates are clear. The person who is photographed does not wander. 7. Be brave. Success from an empty furry is a real success. Is there anything left around me? If there's still anything left of me, it's lucky. The very first time, there was nothing. Let's think about the time and regain our courage. Someone said, a successful person's past is. The more miserable, the more beautiful, the better. Courage is mine. 8. Read a book. It's good to go hiking that people who have failed like it, but read a book, first of all, Read more success stories than failure stories for motivation management. There is a way in the book. 9. Imagine your success and act. Everyone has their own image that they want to be, and without knowing it. That's how it changes. If you pray earnestly, it will be done as it is. It's not just a miracle, it's an ability. Successful people must gather. It's a plan. At least look like you're succeeding. Why I can always be positive. Whenever I do a new job, I keep a note of the good things about this job. I call it a conversation with blank paper. If you list the good things on a blank sheet of paper, even better things come out, and reading them over and over again makes you love the job. If you love someone, of course, you'll get passionate. If you do that, you'll be a positive lucky person. It's a virtuous cycle that brings out minds, but after making efforts like that, I think passion and positive thinking are ingrained in my body. Successful people always burn their passion with positive thoughts. Yes, they are. No matter how difficult the situation is, within a minute, they're in trouble. They are also highly trained to identify positive factors. The truly strong shine in adversity, not in good times. 7 Laws of Seeds. 1. Sprinkle first and collect later. You must sow the seeds first to reap what you want. You must give it first to get what you want. 2. The field should be plowed before spraying. The seeds must be ready to take root. Figure out what your opponent needs and when and how to provide it. 3. Only after time can you reap. No seed can be harvested immediately after sowing. Don't expect the result immediately if you provide it. 4. Not all sown seeds can be fruit. You can't harvest all 10 if you sprinkle 10. Don't expect benefits in return for everything. 5. You reap more than you sow. Even if you can't harvest from all seeds, you will eventually reap more than you sow. Don't rush too much into understanding. 6. Stop planting beans, and red beans. If you damage others, you benefit if you give them a profit. You reap what you plant. 7. Seed should be left behind. Some of the harvested seeds should be left as seeds for resowing. If you've received it, pay it back. Difference between pessimists and optimists. Change poses a threat to those who are afraid, because things may go wrong. Change gives a boost to those who have hope. Because I don't know if things will work out. Change inspires people who are confident. The challenging task, the stepping stone to success. Because there is. King Whitney, Jr., President of Personal Laboratory. Because there is a change, the rise and fall will be divided. This is a natural logic, because stability means that existing situations persist. The problem is that the benefits and the losses are determined by how you accept the change. Pessimists find difficulties in every opportunity, optimists find difficulties in every difficulty. Because they find opportunities. Winston Churchill. Good luck, bad luck. Everyone has bad luck and good luck at the same time. Luck refers to the time of day. You can work 24 hours a day and enjoy it among the 4 seasons of the year. Time is good luck. For those who work hard without missing it. There is no time for bad luck. The future belongs to those who want to win the most. We can pioneer our luck by practicing it first rather than complaining. I hope so. Shepherding leadership. Shepherd's Principle 1. Identify the condition of the sheep. Not only the progress of the work, but also the condition of the subordinates. Be interested in. Check the condition of the sheep, one at a time. I regularly socialize with my staff. Open your eyes and ears wide, ask questions, and your employees personal. To remain interested in the situation. Shepherd's Principle 2. Identify the nature of the sheep. Depending on which sheep you choose, it may be easier to manage your flock. There is, and it can become difficult. Choose a healthy amount from the beginning. Otherwise, you will inherit the problem someone else has created. Only those who dream can become butterflies. Dreams raise possibilities. There are hints of positivity and negativity. I can do something bigger if you say something, it'll happen, But if you think that's all I can do, you have no choice but to live a life of failure, of self-denial. Goals are an important driver of determining and moving behavior. With the confidence that you will achieve it, the goal that lies in your mind is eventually your own. It is highlighted as a powerful message that governs action. In this subconscious, it is clear the goal in place is to slowly develop your mind and actions over time. Advance toward that goal. Dreams come true as much as they are desperate. Dreams should be addicted. Dreamholic, when you fall madly into something with desperation. The nature of proportionality added to. When you focus on something you're trying to achieve, when you're addicted to it. I always pay attention to the things to achieve it. Out of desperation comes opportunity. Dream and consciousness must be in touch. A self-help person. He said that heaven helps those who help themselves. If I dream, the energy of the world will eventually be. It is formed around me. The principle of strong magnetism that draws energy is. It's my earnest aspiration. What kind of dream am I having? Let's remember that dreams come true as much as they are desperate. Smile. Look in the mirror and give back your laughter. In fact, many people think that they're not the only ones who think of themselves. I don't know what kind of facial expressions I'm living with. I need to practice laughing and get used to it. There is a need. Let's look in the mirror and give feedback on your facial expressions and practice laughing. If you make an impression without realizing it, the customer who came will turn around. The most important thing is confidence. People who do not have confidence are clearly seen on their faces, but a person full of confidence can't find a gap. It gives people the confidence to expect positive results. Listen. Listen, rather than speak, to the hospital's kindness survey, which doctor is the most trusted. When asked if he was going, the first place was a doctor who listened carefully to my story. To show that I'm listening to the other person. Keep in mind that you can bring more effective trust than 100 words. Compliment. Let's be very specific and complimentary. Rather than just saying, good job, great job. You guys are great at collecting data. You guys are so human. It is important to praise the person with specific information. As a specific compliment, this person is always interested in me. It can give a positive impression that there is. The true hero is. A true hero is a man who tries to outdo everyone else by any means. Rather, they have the appearance of serving others at any cost. Leaders Digest. Love your work. Billionaires love their jobs, not because they make money. You can't be as rich as him while doing things you hate. To be rich, first of all, you're the first to be rich. You have to love what you do, because love brings the energy you need to make a profit. Passion alone can solve 90% of problems in anything. 15 ways to have a lively day. 1. Take care of your work according to your mood, biorhythm, of the day. Some days you may feel tired or refreshed without realizing it. Depending on the condition of the day, it's good to take care of important tasks on a good day. On days when I'm not in good condition, I'll say as little as possible and do important tasks. One way is to deal with it the next day. 2. It's better to get up early in the morning. 3. Regardless of the time you sleep, the time you wake up is constant. 4. Wash your face with cold water as soon as you wake up. 5. Make sure you have a habit of eating breakfast. 6. Make plans for the next day the night before. 7. Prepare your clothes for the next day. 8. Try to sleep before 12 o'clock as much as possible. 9. Forget everything and sleep well in bed. 10. Even if you work for an hour, concentrate. Take a nap for 11.10 minutes. If it's hard, get off work in the evening. It's also good to sleep for about an hour. 12. There is no day without a deadline. When you set a plan and goal, always check what you have to do for the day and keep your promise. 13. Distinguish between what you need and what you don't need, what you do first and what you do later. 14. Recognize the importance of choices from trivial to critical and make the right choices. 15. Everything has its moments. No matter how good an item is, you must not miss the timing. Also, if the timing is not right, good things can end in failure. Good say for life. 1. News are short-lived. If you don't know how to make the best use of your prime. No. When the novelty wears off and the heat cools down, the enthusiasm for new and newness is that. It returns to the comfort of the old or becomes completely dead. Everything has its ups and downs. 2. You should never cry at others. No matter how good he is, when he complains, it becomes gloomy and shrinks. Even if something difficult happens, never in front of others. Don't cry. It will only damage your face and do nothing. Complaining is a way to live without regret by burying it deep in your mind as much as possible. 3. Don't be swayed by the whims of time. You want the universe to move your way, but it's missing a screw somewhere. He is a fool. The judgment of good and evil is all at the mercy of a temporary whim. One eagerly seeks to refuse another. 4. Justification should always be justified, not having two faces. Everyone has a belief that is in their own interests. I have a basis for my own position. However, in most cases, emotions overwhelm and dominate reason. In the end, when two opinions are at odds with each other, the two insist that they have legitimacy on their side, but legitimacy must always be justified and cannot have two faces. In these subtle situations, modalities can be used to deal with them carefully. 5. Do your best within the given framework. Do your best in the situation surrounding you. I look forward to what I can acquire and what I can complete in it. Get on with your work. 6. Use intelligence as a springboard for life. Be a good architect of life. Don't be dominated by chance, but by intelligence. Build your life with insight as a tool on a sturdy foundation. For travelers on long journeys, wash up the fatigue of the day. The tavern to restore mental and physical vitality is absolutely important. Likewise, life without the luxury is just hard. Jason's activities pick out dirt dust and stone roots from the endless journey of his life. It creates an open new road. 7. A person who is reticent must recover his scattered mind. Words represent the state of the person's mind. Horses are like wild animals, making it difficult to catch them again once released. You act impulsively, and once you're outraged, you lose yourself completely. Indeed, the person who needs to be restrained the most, the first to lose self-control. I just force others to listen, and I don't take much responsibility for the consequences after I say it. Applying medicine to the heart. Don't say anything that can hurt others. Even if you pretend you're okay, you might be crying inside. I'm this kind of person, so I hope you understand. Give up hope, too. It's coercion, not understanding. Don't just want someone to comfort you when you're having a hard time. Think of a way to get over it on your own. They're not the ones who think about your problems. You might have a bigger problem. Don't tell me your true feelings as a joke. The more you do, the more valuable your true feelings are. It's going to drop off. When you like someone, love with your heart rather than your head. Like a tape measure, your mind is measured with your head. It's bound to be rewound again.